I could pull it out right now with my hand, as you can see. The rest of it has fallen out. And what's underneath it? What is underneath it if you come over here? You could probably pull away with your fingers. Well, I know you can pull it away with your fingers because that's already happened below.
Hopper's the man, boy. Hopper's the man. He's taking over from Rascal. Rascal sent me him. Aren't you, Hopper? Best pup. He's a good dog. So here we are now, yeah. This is the first house from the MICA situation. It's not good, but sure, we can do something to help the family. It's the main thing. That's what it's all about. Just to create some kind of movement, you know. It's not fair. In Donegal and further afield, there's massive MICA problem. People's houses, their blocks are defective blocks, they're crumbling. In my business, power washing, external cleaning, everybody's mentioning MICA. Just do the street, we can't touch the blocks, you know, don't wash because the house is falling apart. You know, somebody's got to do something. And that's why I put up a post on Facebook. What I'm doing is 10 houses. This is number 1. And I'm doing their street. I just pre-treated and I'm going to spray it now and wash it. People in the house is all that matters. They'll be happy with it, then I'm happy. It's all good then, you know. So.
Come gather round, my fellow friends. The story I tell you is sad. It's all about my family home. I built it with all that I had. I settled down with my family here. My children were young and so small. We were proud and happy. Our home in Donegal.
It's clean for Santa now, anyway. You'll know where to find your house.
Clean house.
You'll see the big white one. Clean house.
Will be sparkling from the
You're a nice
sky.
clean driveway now. Yeah. And you jump up in the chimney. Not good job. You'll not miss your house now, that's for sure. Definitely not. Just get this bar now. In the recession, I didn't have anything. I borrowed a ladder and I knocked on doors for 9 months. Couldn't drive. Knock, knock, knock. Do you want your gutters cleaned? Do you know what I mean? And rejection. Got some, didn't. I was afraid of heights as well. I had to conquer that fear. You know, I had a lot against me, but I kept going. You know what I mean? You're carrying a ladder around your shoulder. Around Letterkenny with a bucket. You know, you don't power wash or no nothing. And now, 9 years later, that's how I started. Nobody handed me anything. Just perseverance. But you gotta handle rejections, you know. So I'm just gonna do the concrete here. As you can see you'll see by the gable in a minute. Go around the other side of the gable, do you see? Bad. I love them, hey. I'll show you. Look at that. It's terrible. It's really bad, isn't it? Okay. Like even the lady told me just be careful with the windows in regards to putting the ladder up, because it'll come down toppy. That's how bad it is. It's terrible. God love them. Hey? So, she just wants the concrete done around the house, and I says no problem. And do the windows. So, if I can do that and that makes them happy, that's grand. You know, some people want all the street done, some might even want the house done, but obviously you can see with this condition, it wouldn't be a good idea to go near the walls at all. So, by doing the street, at least it's not slippy, the ramp, and you see around the front. So that's good. So we're doing, again, there's some jobs are small, some jobs are bigger. I don't know what kind of day we're going to have today in regards to weather. Sure. This is the game I'm in. I'm well used to it. Right. The hopper's alright. Slippy this is here. Between algae and that time of year. Get the concrete bits done. And then I'm going to just go over the washer lightly and do your house. Or windows, sorry. You know? But that's all she wanted. And I can see what she means. If I start washing down the house now, you see how bad it is. It could fall down top of me. Blockers them. Right up there. You can fairly run hopper, can't you? Some speed. He reminds me of Rascal when he was that age. Just chasing birds, not bothering him. It's good for him. So he's out here working and me doing all this, as opposed to sitting in the house. So, you know what I mean? It's a win-win. As you can see, this gable here, the wind's hitting this gable. Even if it didn't have MICA, you know, you're going to have settle cracks and stuff, or you're going to have a lot of green algae or red algae, depending, you know. But look at the two corners there and there. There's not, that thing's ready to explode and fall down right away. That is bad. So as you'll see now, this is house number 2. You know, we have 10 to do, and you'll see some houses are worse than others inside, and then some like this are worse than others outside. Like you couldn't wash that house, no way. It's too dangerous. So that is a prime example of MICA. The joys, all the beautiful weather, Donegal. Traffic's nuts, boys. Good boy. This is house number 3. Paddy was saying that the blocks, it's too damaging to do them outside. So I'm only doing the street, the curbs and everything else. Look well. Yeah, so I'm just doing the curbs. Leads into the house, you know. Won't take long. Just to add into the. Yeah, be careful. You're right, Hopper. You've just been nosy, aren't you? Rascal looking over him. Boy, Hopper. Wait, up. You're that man. Up. Push Hopper. Push Hopper. You be jumping out the window. You're not allowed to jump out the window. You get a wee minute. Some boy Hopper. Wait. Now, let's get the stuff out. So everything's sprayed. We get the water. And off we go. You can even see, like the first step, it was pure green. Now look at them, when you spray it just breaks it down. Then when you wash it, zoom.
Our house, as you can see there, it's the front of it's not too bad, but if you go around to the side and you go around the gables, it's in a bad way. It's been granted demolition from Donegal County Council, so there's not enough money in the pot to do the work. So we're in limbo. There's mould inside the walls, dampness. The house is impossible to heat. You can have heat on from morning to night, and because there's dampness in the blocks, there's absolutely no heat in the house, like, so there's not. We don't see any way out. The Irish government has just turned a blind eye. Our local councillors, Donegal County Council, are a disaster too. There's none of them sticking up for us. There's none of them helping us. Our TDs, absolutely useless. So they're not. Like, say the maximum grant for this house is 420,000, and speaking to my engineer, it's $500,000 to rebuild the house, and that's before engineers' fees, before demolition fees. So chatting about another 120,000 on top of the grant that they're given. So I don't know where you're supposed to get this money.
House number 3 done. Again, the more you do, the more better I feel, because you know, that couple there were absolutely delighted, and it's the same saying. You know, I would never get my street, or my street would never be like this, because my heart's out of it. When your house is falling down top of you for 7 years, who wants to do your street? And I agree with them. I says, of course. I says, that's where I come in. So I feel good now. We're in 3. Tomorrow's 4. We'll get 5 done before Christmas, and then we'll go into the new year and get the other 5 done. So, but each time you're adding that bit more positivity and making a difference in people's lives and their families and their homes, you know. But especially over Christmas is important. But then we'll go on the new year, new start. Could be a good start for people with the second 5, you know, from 5 to 10. So there we are. It's all good, thank God. If it's all good, you can't go wrong, really, you know. So, just delighted it's all starting to take place now, or taking place, you know. It's all going well, and thank God. It does your heart good. I keep saying that, but it does. It does your heart good. It's mighty. So you can't put a price on people's reactions. Even if it wasn't, like, I always see over the last 9 years when you power wash a house, when the people come out and see it done, they're like, it just puts them in a good mood, you know. And but more so with the MICA houses, you know. Somebody coming in, doing their house, doing their street for free, in the mouth of Christmas, you know, that's powerful. So you can't put money on that. So that's what it's all about, you know, giving back.
And let your family know your wishes.
These are very narrow roads, very narrow roads.
/organ donation from the HSE.
So this is house number 4. We're just getting it sprayed and washed now. And it's a big area, concrete. Can we get it done today? We will see. So we're moving on right now. We're 4 down, 6 to go. Okay. Washing time. Hoppers on his watchful eye. What? Someday, innit? Good day to be alive. The rainbows and everything. Have we got rainbows? Yeah. Morning, Roscoe. Hopper's mad to get out. Well, he was out, but I've everything sprayed, so don't the hypochlorite in his paws. Right, Hopper? You're that bit. Yeah. He's sniffing around me now. Oh, you big sniffs. What's you sniff, Hopper? Oh, you big sniff. Oh, the big sniff. You know you're on out, don't you? Right. You're right already. I'll let you out in a minute. No email and we get organised here. time he got this, he loves water anyway, but then he's just jumping over and back and over and back and over and back. I could have done that all day, but I've work to do. But it's good crack. We're taking Hopper to work every day because I know people who would love to take their dog to work, but they can't. But since I started my business, Rascal, he's 14 and a half, he passed away 8th of July. And then when I got the logos on again, it's always been this logo, but I put Rascal on it because Rascal went to work with me every day. And I thought, right, he's still going to come to work with me every day, you know? So now we're carrying it on. 4.5 months later, I got Hopper. Hopper's 4, he's a rescue dog. He's shivering a bit now because he was running about in the water just after drying him. But he's in there to the van just like Rascal. Rascal would always, if I'm power washing, he wouldn't be far, he would just sit as long as he can see me. Hopper, he runs about mad, so he's getting into the use of it. But he loves touring about in the van and everything else. Look at him. And but it's all because of Rascal. Rascal went every day. Even when he was sick, I had all the cushions up in there in the passenger seat to keep him in routine because he liked looking about and out in the van and going to the beach and all that there. So I couldn't leave Rascal at home. You know, when I started up the business and stuff, I couldn't do it. So I wanted to take him, and I did. And one time we had 2 vans, and there'd be 3 boys there, and whatever, the boys, Rascal would be lying across them, my photos of him. And all the boys didn't bother, they just knew it was part of the business, Rascal. So Hopper's now taken over from Rascal. Rascal sent me Hopper. It's a split image of him, only a smaller version. So Hopper's getting used to it now. But he loves touring and stuff. She's seen him yourself a while ago, he's running about the place mad. So, Rascal's the man. Today was good, but it's definitely a 2-day job on this bad boy. So it's all done to there. It's all sprayed, so the next day it'll be there, here, home. Because it's summertime and I got here maybe even, no, if I got here earlier, if I was here at 8 and it was sprayed the day before, I would keep going, I'll get it finished. But it gets dark, what, 3:30? Summertime, done, no problem. Be done by 7. You know? So, today was good. Not finished.
It was built in 2002, so like it was in the blocks anyway. We didn't know. We noticed a couple of cracks, and we questioned it with the engineer, and he said it was structurally sound and that they were settling cracks. So we replastered the whole house at a cost of almost €20,000. And you can see outside now it's almost like a spider's web. Some days you just pretend it's not there and that's all you can do. Like, but when I go into my kids' bed at night to read them a story and you see block-shaped cracks in the inside of their wall and you want to get it replastered, but if you get it replastered, will the government put you further down the list as non-priority because it looks okay, and then you're going to the cost of thousands and things get worry. But look, if the baby's bellies are full and the fridge is full and the coal bunker's full, we're doing okay. But at the same time, it's very hard to heat the house. You go through a lot of oil because there's drafts coming in windows, and on windy nights the curtains move, and yeah, there's a lot of bad. But what can you do? I've seen some people's houses, and we're lucky in comparison. But I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Okay, so this is house number 6. We're past the halfway mark. This property here, I know I was told from the owner, the water was seeping from the inside. And they'd bother on behind the TV and all, which is dangerous. Like, it's like every house, it is very dangerous. Like, what's it going to take for the government to stand up and do something? Is it going to take someone to, you know, somebody get electrocuted, or a block fall on top of a child, or a house cave in on top of a young family? It's terrible. So this house here, I sprayed the gable lightly, because when you spray it, you can just give it a light wash. You're not interfering and putting pressure on the blocks. And I've done these side walls, and I'm in the middle of doing all the concrete around the house and that side wall. So, and then I'll take the tarmac out then as well. So it's kind of the safest option in these jobs. It's always it reverts to, you know, the ground is the safest option. Like, it lifts their spirits, you know what I mean? Because as every person says, their heart's out of it. Their heart's out of it. Why would you want to do your street when your house is falling apart, you know? So that's where I come in now and just offer a bit of hope, you know? And it will look well. So I'm nearly done with the concrete here now. I have the back walls washed. I did spray the gable and wash it down. Just that particular one, because it's facing the road and people can see it. So I just thought I would do that. And I'll take the tarmac out and it'll look well. So it'll be another happy family, hopefully. And then we'll crack on with number 7 next week. And that'll be it, yeah. Keep going. Now, this is the house that actually put it in my head, because I was hearing about it over the years. Just do the street, don't do the house. And this poor lady was telling me that she can't open her back door because the blocks they're caved in. You know what I mean? And as you can see, it's a bad shape. Like, it's very bad, very, very bad. So that house stayed in my head. That was a year and a half ago. And this is why I'm doing this now. You know, like today, you sprayed the gable and washed it down. It didn't affect the blocks, the cracks, and on the gutters, no one in frames, and the concrete around the house. You know, like every house. And so this was actually, it's funny how this is the one we came back to now. Here we are. They put it in my head. So there you go. We're doing well. We have 3 more to go. Sion Mills next week, 1 in Termon, and then another 10 in the final one in Letterkenny. So it's all good, isn't it? House number 8, Kilmacrennan, Colum and Anne-Marie's house. As you can see, cracks galore on this gable and the same on the other gable.
They were just like a spider web effect. And I said, there's something not right about that. So that's when we decided I said, we'll get the insurance company to come out and have a look and to see would they pay for the painting of it, with the weather damage. And they came out, they sent the assessor out, and they looked at it, and within 2 minutes they had said that it wasn't weather damage. It was a thing called MICA, which we had never heard of before in our life. And yeah, that day kind of changed our lives forever by the mention of that word MICA, because it's a staple in our vocabulary now.
There's people dealing with health issues because of MICA, and then dealing with MICA, the process of MICA in regards to demolition, the grants, everything, you know. There's no easy way around anything, is there?
We thought we'd be in our house done and dusted at this stage, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but simple fact is we can't afford it. There's an awful shortfall in the 100% redress scheme. It's not a 100% redress scheme. We calculated ourselves that we think it'd be anywhere between 120 or 140,000 on top of the money we get from the scheme as it sits at the moment. That's changing every day because the price of labour, the price of building materials is still going up and up and up. The whole house inside is damp. We struggle with damp, trying to keep the damp down. We've been painting the house internally quite a lot. We kind of stopped because it was just throwing good money after bad, but it's still, the house is still damp. It's so hard to heat in the wintertime. Our heating bills are so high because cracks in the wall, the heat's going to go out.
I remember one lady telling us about one of the rain. She's in the pots and pans in the kitchen and in the sitting room trying to fill water. But that's not a way to be living. And then they can't heat the house. The price of oil now and everything. The heat's just escaping everywhere, through all the holes and all. There's so many things. And then the health issues is a big one. You could go in there healthy, new house, piece of land, good farm. A few years later, the house is falling down on top of you. You've no way out. You can't get it sold. You can't rent it.
We just said we'd get on with it. Initially we thought 50 or 60,000 might do it out of leaf, and that's it done, but the more testing we did, the more checks we did, the more experts we had out looking at the place, it was clear to say that it was going to have to be demolition, and that's frightening. It's frightening because it's our house, it's our kids' house, it's where our 2 kids were born, whenever it comes to that day that we take a digger to the house and drop it, I know it's going to be a very emotional day because it's our first family home, and it's going to be rubble, and through no fault of our own, but system has let us down, government has let us down, legislation has let us down. We'll have to just wait and see,
There is no 100% redress, and that's what should be different. And there's nobody accommodating the families. Where are they going to go? They can't lie in the field. That'd be a big help. You got 100% redress and got accommodation for when they're leaving and when they're getting their house done up, sir. That'd be massive, Why can't we do that collectively? Just an idea. I'm the one thinking of it. Hotels, 5 families. Next hotel, 5 families. Well, can the government not oversee that and help them? That's a massive thing when you take every hotel in County Donegal all around and take 5 families each and allow. Brilliant help. The stress it would take off families there alone would be mighty.
Coming home. I like coming home. When I come in the drive and I see my 3 dogs sitting in the window looking out at me, that makes me happy. See my kids happy. See my wife happy. Yeah, I'm a simple kind of guy. I like my sport. I'm an armchair sports follower. That makes me happy. Liverpool make me happy. Tipperary GA make me happy. But yeah, most things do. I have a good outlook in life more often than not. I try not to get down, but this house has done it. This house, I think, has flipped the switch somewhere in there, and got the bad side. It's you got to get that black dog off that shoulder sometime. Cause it is there with situations like this. And look, I'm not alone. in this, there's lots of people like that. Like, you know, and that's a worry. But yeah, no, life in general makes me generally happy. Like, you know, no, people like Patter that's out there today. You know, helping. You know, that's what life's about. You know, good people.
Jeez, what more could you want in life, you know what I mean? If you can give a wee bit back and everybody done a wee bit, collectively then, you know, that adds something to their lives, you know. It's horrendous what's going on, absolutely horrendous.
So that's effectively what our houses were being built with. It's effectively what was allowed to go into the system of construction in this country by shabby regulations and no market surveillance really of any kind. And this has been taken to Europe and everywhere, and this has been proven by them, and they will be coming down heavy on the Irish government. But the reality is, Arthur, I'm a homeowner working since 13. I'm effectively worth nothing because this house is going to have to be demolished. There's loads of us. It's not an isolated case. I got this house tested in 2020, September 2020, and it is now May 2024. And with the flaws in the system of rebuild, with that many alterations to a very flawed redress scheme, the homeowners themselves have to do everything. Has our politicians done enough? Not at all. Come over here, you'll see this. I can run my car keys down the gable of my wall. So this is what I've worked effectively all my life to achieve, and it's all going down. It's all been downhill. Many years of unhappiness because I know there was something wrong with this house for 10 years. So Arthur, I know you weren't really kind of full knowing what the devastation of defective blocks is. But the reality is this is it. This is normal people. I don't come from any background. I've worked since I was 13, bought my own house, sold it, thought I was moving on to something better for my future, and really I had about 6 years in this house, 7 years before we knew the devastation. But it's normal people. It's not like, I think it's been portrayed a lot by certain press coverage and certain other areas of the country that we're almost like we want everything and we want it now. We don't. We just want our lives back. I'm going to have to knock this down. I'm going to have to watch it go down, all the memories go down, and I'm going to have to rebuild it. Do I know where I'm even going to live when I rebuild it? Not at all. Not yet. That's another problem. Not enough's been done. And even at local council level, I know they'll say there's nothing much we can do. But I'm here to say to them, and I know a lot of them, everybody can do something if they've got a voice. But if you have no voice, which many of you have not had, I don't think that should be forgotten. And the local council elections are coming up, and things like that there are coming. And say it to people. Make them accountable for not speaking up for families, for their local people. I think it's been a disgrace the way that normal families and homeowners have had to fight to get this problem sorted. We are the ones that sorted it. We are the ones that marched in Dublin. We are the catalyst to making this happen. And I would emphasise to the people, although it's really, really hard to keep fighting, it's the only way that this will be sorted, because it's not going to be sorted by anybody unless people power comes together. And so this is the sitting room. You can get up there, look. That's the sitting room we use mostly. So while we're watching TV, we have the lovely side of all our paintwork. This can be taken off because of the pure damp coming inside. You can see underneath our window. Here you can see the windows are starting to come away. I've had to put cement in there just to keep it going below our window. That crack has formed itself. We were told originally that we could get a outer layer done and the inner layer was fine, but since that has appeared itself. Behind the TV, look at this crack, appeared itself. Look at this where all your electrics are. Just a mess. You just need to speak up as well, because it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't have happened to people, and the heartache they're going through trying to get it resolved, and 90% of the work is done by the families themselves, to be honest. Well, you obviously have to get a contractor if you know nothing about building like I do, but paperwork, the most of the admin you need to do yourself online. How can people who are not that computer literate, I'm okay, but there's some people don't even know how to, use laptops, things like that. I know there is hubs forming that help, but it's people that have done that. It's not our representatives or government that stood up and say, we need to get a hub here. We need to make sure that these people have access to the right information and the right help. And it's not happened. It's the people that's doing it themselves. And the stress and the mental health issues of this are, I would say, going to live far on into the future, I'll tell you, including myself, to be totally honest with you. But that's why I need to take a step out from it now and again. So even the news coming today is probably stressful, but at the end of the day, some people need to speak up. So and if you're in the same situation out there, folks, and you don't know much about this, I think there is hubs and things that are available now, but it is the people themselves and homeowners that have set that up. I'm generally quite a happy enough person. I'm jovial enough, cheery enough. So in general life, I am it's just this never leaves your head because you always have to go back to it. So generally, most people that meet me and whatever, I'll be up for the crack, up for the laugh, enjoy a few pints, enjoy socialising, enjoy meeting people, and that's just the way I am. But it's a sad backdrop that this is always in the back of my mind. So I suppose I would be a lot happier if it was sorted or if it had never happened to me. But then, at the same time, if you see a positive out of the situation, the only thing is I can completely understand people now going through this, and you can empathise with them. And if I was to even get this house sorted, I'd still be speaking up and because I know what it's like. So generally in life, I'm quite happy. I'm a header actually. No, but you know what I mean. I would just love to be able to have the other worries that you don't need out of the system, if you know what I mean. So.
So, that is house number 10. That's a wrap. And this is Hopper. He's been in every house. And basically now what I'm hoping is, other people can see what I've done. and you know, for example, a window cleaner can come and suggest maybe cleaning windows for the people who are affected by MICA. You know, furniture removal companies, you know, they have trucks. Can they, you know, people, what I want is people to gather momentum and take initiative from what I've done and basically help in any way they can that can help the people affected by MICA. That's what I want. Like a furniture removal would be a big massive one. Hopper's a bit heavier. A lot of people moving, they're getting their houses demolished, rebuilt. People need furniture moved, you know, things like that there. I shouldn't have to spell it out. But there's so many avenues that people could help. So I'll use my initiative, let other people use their initiative now, basically. So that's what I'm hoping. It gathers a bit of momentum that way. It's all good. Now we Hopper. Okay? Thanks, Hopper, for all your help. Oh, we Hopper. Thanks for all your help. And Rascal too. Good boy. You're a good boy. Aren't you? Yeah, you're the best pup. You're the best pup. Oh, take a bit, take a bit. Now, go walk it.
We will all stick together, we'll keep up the fight, and the whole of Donegal, our voices will unite. You may think that we will crumble, but the fight will still go on, because the spirit of the Irish is in the Irish home. So let your voices be heard, let the citizens know, when your home is your castle, you've nowhere left to go. Listen now to the people, the whole of Donegal. You may think that we will crumble, but you'll never watch us fall. We will all stick together, we'll keep up the fight, and the whole of Donegal, our voices will unite. You may think that we will crumble, but the fight will still go on, because the spirit of the Irish is in the Irish home.